On Rangiroa Atoll in French Polynesia, something remarkable happens with each change of the tides. Millions of gallons of water are channeled into the narrow confines of two passes. Reaching speeds of 6 knots, these torrents of water collide with waves arriving from the open sea. This turbulent realm is home to a pod of bottlenose dolphins who feed and play in the massive waves. While beneath them, hundreds, perhaps thousands of predators cruise, awaiting opportunity. Rangiroa's massive gathering of sharks is unrivaled anywhere on Earth. Yet they aren't the only hunters here. Barracuda gather in enormous circling shoals. Five-foot-long Napoleon wrasse stalk the coral reefs. And giant moray eels, as big around as a human torso, lie in wait for the slow and unwary. But while this is a dangerous place, it's also a sanctuary for sea turtles, for a myriad of tropical fish, and for whales. The two passes through Rangiroa's atoll provide an avenue to safety for humpback whales seeking shelter from the open sea. Yet it is the sharks that dominate this place. Black tips and gray reef sharks gather in echelon inside the passes. Silvertips and silkies cruise the blue water offshore. Blackfins populate the inner lagoon. Whitetips gather inside underwater caves, while the largest sharks are occasional visitors. There are so many sharks here that large schools are commonly seen at the mouths of the passes. Yet divers have glimpsed even more, vast walls of sharks far below, barely visible in the secret depths beyond the range of scuba gear.
Well, the original use for this was military. The military has a requirement to be sneaky and silent. It just so happens that filmmakers like to be sneaky and silent too. Air, or the mixed gas.
Underwater cameraman Bob Cranston has filmed sharks all over the world. He's one of the few professionals qualified to use a highly specialized closed-circuit rebreather system.
Our red right here.
The rebreather enables him to dive deeper for longer without emitting any exhaust bubbles.
But to go down there with scuba is, you get penalized a lot. So I'm hoping that I can go down to 180, 200 feet and be among those sharks and be on the bottom, not creating all this bubble noise, and the sharks will become more adjusted to me and come closer to the camera.
Outside of Rangiroa's passes, depths plunge hundreds of feet and more along the coral-covered slopes of this ancient volcano. It's down here that Cranston must go if he's to document the existence of these massive congregations of sharks.
And what about using this, particularly with sharks, not with
In addition,
dolphins and sharks?
he'll collaborate with biologist Dr. Michael Poole to document the relationship between the sharks and dolphins that share these waters.
Studying down longer, how might this be a benefit for working with sharks? Many people have the mistaken impression that sharks and dolphins are either never found in the same area. If you see a group of dolphins, there are no sharks around. Or secondly, that they're bitter enemies. And neither of which are the case.
At Rangiroa especially, the dolphins and sharks seem to live in a state of truce. Perhaps they even benefit in some way by living together.